quick welcome, and then ask you to introduce yourself.
So right now?
I'm gonna.
Oh, okay. I was like,
Yeah. Action. So, you made a very key point that I honed in on. You said black and brown got to come together, right? And so when I look at what you guys are doing together, it looks like the same type of collaboration that we need across the board, and so many these different things that we're seeing on social media that we're finding that say, oh, you can write this off, you can write this off, you can. Are those things that they're talking about ordinary?
To kind of piggyback on what Amy's saying, the very first thing I look at when I see people ask me those type of questions is, what is your problem?
Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Are we talking about the sense or the sense? Which one are we talking about?
Quick welcome, and then ask you to introduce yourself.
So right now?
I'm gonna.
Oh, okay. I was like,
Yeah. Action. So welcome, everybody. It's good to have you guys here again. Eric, it's good to see you. And today we got a special guest. Amy Cobb is in the buildings. So we got eric.anderson, Make It Make Sense. Amy Cobb, and then of course me, I'm Azaniah Israel. Amy, you're new to the scene, and we can't get started. We can't just start running off at the mouth before we introduce you, find out a little bit about you, understand what brings you here, and what type of information and knowledge and wisdom that you're going to bestow upon us. So please introduce yourself.
So I'm Amy Carrillo Cobb with Amy Cobb Consulting, amycobb.co if you need my website. But I help small business owners with their accounting and bookkeeping needs. I work in conjunction with Eric, and that's how we know each other. We collaborate on a lot of projects. We've done some EGBI workshops together, and we, as part of being an accountant, tax advisor, all that good stuff, you have to hone that skill set. And Eric is one of the persons that I call to kind of go over different examples of what business owners are going through. And so with our joint experience, we can then provide the client with the best need that, with their needs, we can provide them with the best service.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And in an era like this, we need great service, because service is out the window. Earlier we were just talking about the customer's always right, and that's out the window, right? But where's good customer service in the first place? It's hard to find that these days. So I appreciate y'all teaming up, being able to come together and make an even better service than what you could have done by yourselves.
Yeah.
So Eric, why her? Why did you bring her in today, and why did you join forces with her? What makes her special?
So the reason why I brought Amy in today, like Amy said, even though I do some bookkeeping, Amy is more focused on the bookkeeping and financial consulting, financial advising with her clients, because I do deal with her, like she said, with some nonprofits and a couple of businesses as well. So I just thought bringing Amy in would give a little bit more perspective as to some of the things that we've been talking about, and more of an expert on some of the things that we've been talking about.
So as a reminder, where's your focus?
So we mainly do taxes, business consultation, and financial advising coaching. So more budgeting, planning for retirement, things like that.
Now, Amy, before we get started, you rolled those R's very nicely, and I wish you could just say it one more time for me so I can then say it in my head. I might even dance a little because I can hear the music when you say it.
Yeah.
But say it one more time for me.
Carrillo. There
Did I do it right?
Yeah, you did.
See? Yeah.
But see, and that's the thing too, is that we need black and brown accounting spaces, a safe space for these new entrepreneurs and business owners to speak with somebody that has their own journey. I was telling Eric when I was doing my recon in regards to coming on to your podcast, when I saw y'all speak, it was like the elder barbershop knowledge. But we need that. We need a safe space to speak about money and how to make generational wealth and how to make it grow. But that starts with tax planning. That's where it starts, and it starts with your accounting and bookkeeping. So that's how it's a collaboration.
Absolutely.
And that's more of on a whole year thing, as opposed to just at the end of the year, coming in January, February, even in some places April, trying to figure out what you need to do as far as tax planning, tax tax coaching, forecasting, doing all types of stuff like that.
Eric, did you have to talk about me like right here live on camera like that?
I didn't want to.
You're talking about me. Yeah, Eric, we'll get together offline. I'm working on it. But you made a very key point that I honed in on. You said black and brown got to come together, right? And so when I look at what you guys are doing together, it looks like the same type of collaboration that we need across the board in so many different industries. And being an example of how we can come together, not realizing how much we really have in common. Like, for many of us, we just got off the boat in a different location. We the same people. And we went through the same struggles, and we're overcoming the same oppressions, and the same missing information that has not been passed down to us generation to generation. Now it's time to start putting it there, so why not collaborate?
Amen. Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
And I think it's just finding those resources, knowing who to call. Eric just took a call before we started the podcast. But when you have, that's part of the 5 people you need in your business. You need a lawyer. You need a tax accountant. You need a bookkeeper. You need, there's 5 different ones, but a manager, a banker. One of my clients just came into a surplus of funds, and so we upgraded their banking entity, right? But we had that leverage. We knew how much money was going to be coming in. So then I set up 3 different meetings with 3 different banks and had them fight for her.
Absolutely.
Right? Because we're bringing that in. And then I reached out to another community partner that was working in collaboration with different organizations. We need to leverage those black and brown dollars. They are thinking, oh, well, we don't provide fees. We don't have to go to the lowest of the low to get no fees. Every bank should be no fees. And they are. So you have to look for the right banking spot. You have to look for the right tax advisor, the right accounting person, and you should have an attorney on your team.
Absolutely. And don't forget the marketer. You got to have the marketer. Shameless plug right here, right?
As an accountant, I'm an introvert. I do not know any of the social media aspect.
Yeah, we're only here because of Azaniah.
Hey, I got to bring the best out of you. I know the work that you do is great, but if nobody knew you did it, then how would you be as well-to-do as you are? How would your business thrive the way it is? How would you, help others do the thing that they need to do? The thing is, each of you have a gift that the world needs you to provide.
Yep.
But if nobody knows you provide it, that's like the scripture says, if you hide it under a bushel, right? You're supposed to let that light shine. So that's where I come in on the marketing tip. But I like that you guys also are talking about business consulting, because not only should you as an individual have 5 people, but now you have the ability to help your clients even more because you have that network of people. Yeah. So now I know a bookkeeper, I know a tax consultant, we got the banker, we got the attorney. If I come in with a client that could be successful, but I see the gaps in their business, I say, I would love to help you with your marketing, but I think we need to work on a couple of these things first so that your marketing will be more successful. And then you make the network, you make the referral, and that's how you circulate those dollars even more.
Exactly.
So, look, I just made my little confession here on camera. I might have to edit that part out. But bookkeeping, that's something I need for myself. I work with Eric on the taxes, but then at the end of the year, it's always a scramble to get everything in order. And I probably just need to get down to some bookkeeping basics, or find the right person to do it for me and get out the way so that I can, still should be educated enough to know the basics. But Can you help me out? Like, give me some of the basics. Give us some of the basics that we all should know, whether we're doing it ourselves or hiring someone to help.
So with bookkeeping and accounting, the thing is the numbers are there to inform you. The numbers are there to tell your story. So if you're ready to get a brick and mortar and all of that good stuff, you want to ensure that you know what your numbers are doing. If we're referring a business to you for marketing, what is that budget going to look like? Are they going to be a good fit for you? Is their price point going to match your price point? So you want to make sure all of that is in alignment. And that's what the numbers tell you. So the basics of accounting is expenses and revenue. What money do you have coming in? What cash do you have in hand? So just because you have a client that signed a contract, $10,000, $100,000, that does not mean that cash is in the bank and you can start spending $100,000. So a lot, that is a big hiccup and obstacle that many business owners have, is that just because you have a potential client or you have a contract, it's not money in the bank. We look at actual dollars, money in the bank. And then that's when you can start saying, okay, here's my marketing budget. Here's my website. All of that good stuff. What software am I going to need? What office supplies am I going to need to run this business? And with that in mind, one of your questions you sent over, the IRS, when it comes to expenses and write-offs, it has to be ordinary and necessary to run your business. So if you can remember those words, ordinary and necessary expenses to operate your business, that's the foundation for accounting.
Now you see you triggering Eric over there.
I'm trying to
we're gonna get started immediately because Eric, I think a G-Wagon is ordinary and necessary, and I need one, and I need to write that thing off. So are those some things that would fall in the category of ordinary and necessary when I'm trying to write off the expensive vehicle, the trips to Dubai or wherever location I may want to go? All these different things that we're seeing on social media that we're finding that say, oh, you can write this off, you can write this off, are those things that they're talking about ordinary and necessary?
So to kind of piggyback on what Amy's saying, the very first thing I look at when I see people ask me those type of questions is, what is your profit? What is the profit of your business? What is the cash flow of your business? Like I say all the time, it's crazy to me that someone would be excited about someone telling them that they could ride off a G-Wagon or they could take a trip to Dubai or do these type of things if your business does not make the type of money to be able to handle that. Like she's saying, the very first thing you should be doing is having a budget within your numbers to have a complete understanding of how to run your business and how to keep your business flowing. You shouldn't be so much worried about all the different type of things that you can write off. I know Amy's going to get more into what's necessary and what would you say, ordinary?
Ordinary and necessary.
Ordinary and necessary, but the type of things that people want to write off, it's funny to me, I'm laughing, because most of the things that we get videos sent to us and stuff about are things that your business can't afford. So why would you even have this conversation with someone like us about, can I write this off? Can I take this vacation? Can I do this? Can I go get this brick and mortar if I have a food truck and it's barely making any money now? Can I go buy this car for my business and write it off if my business doesn't make enough money to make the car payment?
Absolutely.
And these are the type of things you understand if you understand your numbers, like Amy's saying. If I'm doing monthly bookkeeping, if I'm going over my profit and loss statements, these are the type of things that I would know that I cannot afford to do. Even outside of a business, it's like if I was trying to go buy a house and live in an apartment and I'm struggling to make my apartment payments, probably shouldn't be running out to go buy a house. But people do, because people believe that I have to own a house. I have to own a house. I have to build up this equity. I'm throwing money away, doing an apartment and stuff like that. But that's how people become house poor. And so the same thing with the business. That's how your business goes out of business, because you start doing things that your business cannot afford.
So the big thing is, with the social media, with all that, it's great to have, because it's a resource, right? It is a resource. It's giving you exposure to some tax planning. However, it has to be applicable to your financial situation, right? So not only does it have to be ordinary and necessary, IRS words, but it has to be applicable to your financial situation. Would you be able to afford that trip to Dubai? Would you be able to afford the G-Wagon and real estate within your business? And that's, sometimes it's just common sense, but if you need somebody to tell you that you can't afford a 6-figure car when you're only pulling in $50,000, that's
Just to show your business negative.
Yeah.
Bring your your regular job down, to bring the AGI down on your regular job.
Adjusted gross income.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.